The music industry just witnessed something extraordinary, and if you're not paying attention right now, you're missing one of the biggest Grammy shakeups in recent memory. On November 7th, 2024, the Recording Academy dropped their nominations for the 2026 Grammy Awards. And let me tell you, the results are absolutely wild. Have you ever wondered what happens when the music establishment gets completely turned upside down? Well, we're about to find out, because these nominations didn't just break expectations, they obliterated them. We're talking about history being made, legends being snubbed, and some artists getting recognition that nobody saw coming. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the most shocking moments from these nominations, reveal which artists are dominating the field, and expose the snubs that have the entire music world talking. But here's what makes this even more incredible. This isn't just about who got nominated and who didn't. This is about a complete shift in how the Grammy voters are thinking about music in 2026. Let me give you some context that will blow your mind. We're looking at nominations that span genres in ways we've never seen before. Breakthrough artists getting recognition in categories that seemed impossible just 5 years ago. And established superstars facing some of the most surprising snubs in Grammy history. The numbers alone tell a story that's absolutely fascinating, and by the end of this breakdown, you'll understand exactly why this year's ceremony could be the most unpredictable Grammy night ever. But first, let me show you just how unprecedented these results really are, because what happened with the leading nominee is something that could reshape the entire landscape of hip-hop at the Grammys. Kendrick Lamar didn't just get nominated. He dominated with 9 nominations. And this isn't just another good year for the Compton rapper. This is potentially his coronation moment. With 66 career nominations and 22 wins already under his belt, Lamar is positioned to make history in multiple ways that nobody anticipated. Here's what makes this absolutely incredible. Lamar currently sits at 3rd place among rappers for total Grammy wins, behind Jay-Z with 25 and Kanye West with 24. If he takes home just 4 awards this year, he becomes the most Grammy-awarded rapper of all time. But that's not even the most shocking part. The categories he's nominated in tell a story of complete Grammy validation. Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Album of the Year. These are the big 3, and if Lamar wins Record or Song of the Year, it would be his 2nd consecutive victory in those categories following his massive success with Not Like Us last year. The momentum is absolutely undeniable, but here's where it gets really interesting. If Lamar's album GNX takes home Album of the Year, he would become the first solo male rapper to ever win that category. Think about that for a moment. Despite decades of hip-hop dominance in popular culture, no solo male rapper has ever claimed the Grammy's most prestigious award. This could be the moment that barrier finally breaks. The impact of Lamar's 9 nominations extends far beyond his personal achievements. It signals a fundamental shift in how Grammy voters view hip-hop's place in the musical landscape. This isn't tokenism or a single breakthrough moment. This represents sustained recognition of artistic excellence that transcends genre boundaries. Now let's talk about someone who's having an equally remarkable morning, but in a completely different musical universe. Lady Gaga earned 7 nominations, which is actually her personal best, surpassing her previous record of 6 back in 2010. What makes Gaga's nominations particularly fascinating is how they showcase her incredible versatility as an artist. Gaga managed to get not 1 but 2 albums recognized this year. Her main album Mayhem earned her 5th Album of the Year nomination, but she also secured a nod for her jazz album Harlequin, inspired by her role in Joker Folie à Deux in the Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album category. This dual recognition demonstrates something remarkable about Gaga's artistic range and the Grammy voters' willingness to acknowledge excellence across multiple projects. Despite having 14 Grammy wins to her name, Gaga has never won one of the major categories, which makes this year's nominations even more significant. With 7 chances to add to her collection, including that coveted Album of the Year possibility. This could finally be Gaga's moment to claim one of music's biggest prizes. But the real story that's sending shockwaves through the music industry involves an artist who's breaking barriers that seemed impossible just a few years ago. Bad Bunny tied for 6 nominations, and what he accomplished with those nods is absolutely historic. Bad Bunny became the first Spanish-language artist to simultaneously receive nominations in Album of the Year, Record of the Year, and Song of the Year in the same ceremony. His album Debí tirar más fotos isn't just competing, it's making a statement about the global reach of Latin music and its place in mainstream recognition. The timing of these nominations couldn't be more perfect. Bad Bunny is set to headline the Super Bowl halftime show, which means he'll have the biggest platform in entertainment just 1 week after potentially making Grammy history. If Debí tirar más fotos wins Album of the Year, it would become the first all-Spanish language album to claim that prize. This represents something much bigger than individual achievement. Bad Bunny's nominations signal a fundamental shift in how American music institutions recognize and celebrate global artistry. The barriers that once seemed insurmountable are crumbling, and Bad Bunny is leading that charge. Speaking of unexpected breakthrough moments, let's talk about this year's biggest surprise. Leon Thomas earned 6 nominations, putting him in a tie with Bad Bunny, Sabrina Carpenter, and audio engineer Serban Gainea. What makes Thomas's recognition so remarkable is that he's the only Best New Artist nominee to also receive a nomination in one of the big 4 categories. Thomas's album Mutt secured an Album of the Year nomination, which nobody saw coming. He's competing across multiple R&B categories, including Best R&B Performance, Best Traditional R&B Performance, Best R&B Song, and Best R&B Album. This level of recognition for a rising artist suggests that Grammy voters are paying attention to artistry in ways that extend far beyond commercial success. The Thomas nominations represent something crucial about this year's ceremony. The Recording Academy seems to be prioritizing artistic merit and genre excellence over pure mainstream appeal, which creates opportunities for breakthrough artists to compete alongside established superstars. Sabrina Carpenter's 6 nominations tell another fascinating story about pop music's evolution. After years of building her career and developing her sound, Carpenter is finally receiving the Grammy recognition that many felt was long overdue. Her nominations span multiple pop categories, suggesting that voters see her as a complete artist rather than just a hitmaker. These nominations create an incredibly competitive landscape across multiple categories. When you have Kendrick Lamar, Lady Gaga, Bad Bunny, Leon Thomas, and Sabrina Carpenter all competing for major awards, you're looking at a ceremony that could go in multiple unexpected directions. But what makes these nominations even more compelling is how they set up potential historic moments across different genres and demographics. We're looking at the possibility of the first Spanish-language Album of the Year winner, the first solo male rapper to claim that same prize, breakthrough R&B recognition, and pop excellence spanning multiple generations of artists. The competitive dynamics this creates are absolutely fascinating because traditional Grammy prediction models don't apply when you have this level of diversity and excellence across categories. Now let's dive into the moments that have social media absolutely exploding, because the snubs this year are creating more controversy than some of the actual nominations. When major artists get completely shut out despite having massive years, it sends shockwaves through the entire industry, and this year delivered some truly stunning omissions. The Weeknd's complete shutout might be the most talked about snub of the entire nomination cycle. After ending his well-documented feud with the Grammy organization, and even making a surprise appearance at the ceremony earlier this year, many expected his album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, to receive significant recognition. The fact that it didn't even secure a single nomination, despite being positioned for Album of the Year consideration, has industry insiders questioning what exactly Grammy voters are looking for. What makes The Weeknd's snub even more perplexing is his collaboration with Playboi Carti on Timeless, which seemed perfectly positioned for Record of the Year recognition. This track dominated streaming platforms and received critical acclaim, yet Grammy voters completely ignored it. The silence around this omission suggests that The Weeknd's relationship with the Recording Academy remains more complicated than his public reconciliation indicated. Alex Warren represents another shocking oversight that has fans absolutely furious. His single, Ordinary, spent 10 consecutive weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it one of the year's biggest commercial successes. Despite this massive achievement, Warren received 0 nominations in the general field categories and was completely shut out of genre-specific recognition as well. The only consolation prize was a Best New Artist nomination, which many see as inadequate given his chart dominance. This Warren situation highlights a disconnect between commercial success and Grammy recognition that continues to frustrate artists and fans alike. When a song achieves that level of mainstream success and gets completely ignored by voters, it raises serious questions about the criteria being used for nominations. Lorde's absence from major categories represents another head-scratching decision. Her album, Virgin, showcased artistic growth and featured several standout tracks that seemed tailor-made for Grammy recognition. The project demonstrated her continued evolution as a songwriter and performer. Yet Grammy voters apparently didn't connect with the material in the same way critics and fans did. Miley Cyrus presents perhaps the most surprising case of limited recognition. After winning her first Grammy earlier this year for Record of the Year, many expected her album, Something Beautiful, to receive broader acknowledgement. Instead, she landed just 1 nomination for Best Pop Vocal Album, which feels like a significant step backward from her recent Grammy success. Gracie Abrams missing out on major category recognition for That's So True shocked industry observers, who considered the track a lock for Song of the Year and Record of the Year nominations. The song's emotional resonance and commercial performance seemed to check all the boxes Grammy voters typically reward, making its absence particularly puzzling. These snubs create a narrative that's just as compelling as the nominations themselves. They reveal the unpredictable nature of Grammy voting and highlight how difficult it is to predict what will resonate with the Recording Academy's membership in any given year. But let's shift gears and talk about the surprises that nobody saw coming. Because this year delivered some truly remarkable breakthrough moments that are reshaping conversations about genre boundaries and global music recognition. The K-pop breakthrough represents one of the most significant developments in Grammy history. The song Golden from the Netflix film K-pop Demon Hunters secured nominations for Song of the Year, Best Pop Duo Group Performance, and Best Song Written for Visual Media. This marks a massive expansion of K-pop recognition beyond BTS, who had previously been the only representatives of the genre in Grammy nominations. What makes Golden even more remarkable is its chart performance. The track reached #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and spent 8 weeks at the top during its peak run from mid-August through mid-October. This combination of critical recognition and commercial success demonstrates that K-pop's Grammy presence is expanding beyond tokenism into genuine competitive recognition. Rosé and Bruno Mars collaborating on APT created another historic moment, earning nominations for both Record of the Year and Song of the Year. This makes Rosé the first K-pop artist to receive nominations as a main performer in the Grammys' most prestigious categories. The collaboration showcases how international artists are finding new pathways to Grammy recognition through strategic partnerships with established American stars. These K-pop nominations represent something much larger than individual achievements. They signal the Grammys' acknowledgement of global music's influence on American popular culture and suggest that future ceremonies will feature even more international representation in major categories. Timothée Chalamet, earning his first Grammy nomination for the A Complete Unknown soundtrack, adds another layer of intrigue to this year's ceremony. His portrayal of Bob Dylan in the film has generated significant awards season buzz, and now he's competing for Best Compilation Soundtrack for Visual Media. This crossover between film and music recognition demonstrates how Grammy categories continue to evolve with changing entertainment landscapes. Addison Rae's Best New Artist nomination completes one of the most remarkable career transformations in recent memory. Her journey from TikTok sensation to legitimate Grammy contender showcases how social media platforms are creating new pathways to musical recognition. The fact that Grammy voters acknowledged her artistic development beyond her initial viral fame suggests a more nuanced understanding of how careers develop in the digital age. The Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo collaboration, Defying Gravity, earning a Best Pop Duo Group Performance nomination, brings musical theatre into the Grammy conversation in a significant way. This recognition suggests that voters are paying attention to excellence, regardless of the source material's origins. What's fascinating about all these surprises is how they collectively paint a picture of Grammy voters embracing diversity and artistic risk, taking in ways that seemed impossible just a few years ago. The traditional boundaries between genres, languages, and artistic mediums are becoming increasingly irrelevant as voters focus on recognizing excellence wherever they find it. This creates an incredibly dynamic competitive environment where established prediction models don't apply. When you have K-pop artists competing against traditional pop stars, musical theatre collaborations facing off with viral sensations, and international artists making history in major categories, the entire awards show becomes genuinely unpredictable. The implications for the actual ceremony are staggering. We're looking at potential acceptance speeches in multiple languages, performances that span completely different musical traditions, and winners who represent breakthrough moments for entire genres and communities. So here we are, looking at Grammy nominations that have completely rewritten the playbook for music's biggest night. From Kendrick Lamar's historic 9 nominations, positioning him to become the most awarded rapper in Grammy history, to Bad Bunny breaking barriers as the first Spanish-language artist nominated across all major categories, to K-pop finally breaking through beyond BTS with multiple groundbreaking nods. These aren't just nominations, they're seismic shifts in how the music industry recognizes excellence. The snubs tell an equally compelling story. The Weeknd's complete shutout despite his reconciliation, Alex Warren's ordinary dominating charts yet getting ignored, major artists like Lorde and Miley Cyrus receiving limited recognition. This unpredictability makes the 2026 ceremony absolutely impossible to predict using traditional methods. What we're witnessing is the Grammy Awards finally catching up to where music actually lives today. Global, genre blending, platform agnostic, and unapologetically diverse. Whether you're rooting for Kendrick's coronation, Bad Bunny's historic breakthrough, or any of these incredible surprise nominees, one thing is certain. Come Grammy night, we're going to witness history being made in ways nobody saw coming.